well, it's crazy to say because like last month we had, over 250 listings and is that means that we're less than a month and 3/4 of inventory basically for 300,000 people
Yeah.
in Saskatoon.
You're saying sold last month.
Last month, so it's
Yeah,
sold.
sorry, sold,
right?
not listed. Yeah, sold.
Yeah. But you're right, is that things are moving as fast as they are coming onto the market. So, we will see a little bit more activity and more properties come now that, we're going to be cruising into February soon, that we're going to have a little bit more activity out there from all spectrums of the market. But I do think that we're off to a strong start to the year, and more than likely prices are going to continue to increase with the demand that we're having.
That's what we're seeing. I mean, we just had Pacesetter Homes on our podcast, and what they were saying is they're in Regina and Saskatoon. They're looking at bringing 180 new properties to market. So that, and then you look at what Northridge is going to do, and a lot of like North Prairie and so forth, Ehrenberg. I mean, they're going to keep on building, but the demand that's happening right now, I think, outweighs what the new inventory will come onto the market.
For sure. Well, all factors are pointing with the low inventory levels, the interest rates. I do think that we'll probably see, and I'm not the specialist on interest rates, but,
Right.
The way things are looking is, and even with the past elections, is that we've always seen that interest rates have decreased around there, right?
For sure.
So is it all in all factors, they point to a very strong market and more than likely a little bit more increase than I think that we had last year.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to throw out numbers of what we forecasted. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm right, but I mean,
you're pretty close. You're pretty close. Yeah.
In September, I was saying what the market's going to increase from September to spring, and I don't think I'm going to be very far off on what we suggested we were going to see the increase by, and that's just demand. I mean, we just wrote an offer on a property south of the city, and I think that they had five offers on it, and that's an acreage in the middle of winter, and it was minus 48 degrees Celsius outside, and there's still that many viewings. It was back-to-back booked.
For sure.
So, like...
Well, I actually saw one today that came on the market as a presentation of offers. Came on at 7 a.m. this morning, $6.99.
Yeah.
They already increased it to $7.30 this afternoon. They just adjusted the price. Just to
I don't know if I've ever I see builders do that.
I'm not saying that it's right,
yeah.
but I'm just saying is that it kind of gives the people a perspective on how much activity that they're having. Like if someone's willing to
$6.99 to $7.30.
I know, shocking, but you know what? They probably are getting 30 showing requests and looking at it and saying, okay, well, why are we starting a little bit lower?
And
right?
$6.99 to $7.30. I mean, that's a different price point too. I mean, not everybody can afford that.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. It just kind of shows that the demand is out there, and I agree is that we have, interest rates, immigrants that are coming in as well too. The immigration, that's going to be a big factor.
People moving in from around Saskatchewan, right? Want to be closer to grandkids and healthcare.
Or from other provinces that are looking at the price point of our properties as well too, being a little bit more affordable and being able to have a little bit different lifestyle than maybe what they've had in larger centers or different provinces around Canada, right? Now, I think the one thing is that I've seen a little bit in the last little bit that, not all properties increase in value on the same levels. Their demands are different, right? So if you had, a nice big bungalow and you're changing up to a 2-story, you're probably going to be in similar increases that the properties are going. But if you maybe have a 4-level split and you want this nice big 2-story, your 4-level split will probably,
it'll max out at some price.
It'll max out, right? And there'll be a certain point where you won't see that increase of maybe where that 2-story is that you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think that's also where we're able to educate our clients and to guide them through the process because we have our finger on the pulse in this market, right? Yeah. So it's just, I think it's an adjustment that people need to make, and it's not, it's an evolving market.
Yeah, I was talking to a new client, I worked with in the past, and they're moving back to Saskatoon, and I was just saying, you need to be the first one in on that property, and you need to be able to, make it a priority. Mm-hmm. It's not to where, I'm going to the lake, I'm doing this, and then they say, not enough properties have hit the market. They've hit it. It's just who's going to win out and be able to buy that property over somebody else,
Yeah.
right? So
And it's also that preparation, like we were saying with the education day, going out, seeing the bad before you can recognize the good, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a lot of bad, well, maybe not bad properties, but maybe not the most desirable properties that are still selling for good dollar value. And then once you see that, you know, that one that has all the bells and whistles that you're looking for, you have to understand of where that value is probably there on that property, you
Right.
know? And I've had many people that have said, I don't think that the value's there on that home, and that home sold that day in multiple offers.
you know what? So, but yeah, I think we've covered a lot for people today.
I think it was very educational. Greg.
Well, you know what? I like working with you, so yeah, I appreciate
good,
your
we're stuck together
Yeah, we
now.
are kind of stuck as brothers. It's kind of like, yeah.
Well-
Some days maybe we choose.
Some days I stay home. Yeah. But, you know, in regards, though, is that if anybody is looking for, you know, some advice from either Greg or myself, we're happy to be there. Bamford & Co., you know, like I said, is that we do know what's going on in the market, and we're there to educate our clients and be able to help them the best that we can, right? So, you know, if anybody is reaching out, is it please, you know, we're here for you, and we're here to listen and to help you guys guide you through the process.